Welcome to another XDP manufacturer Q&A. Today we're here with Chris from BD Diesel to talk more about the steering box stabilizer for your 2003 to 2018 Dodge Ram 2500, 3500 four-wheel drive. So Chris, what causes excessive play in the steering box?
A lot of things is mileage. So a lot of vehicles that have high mileage, and especially if they've been running big tires for that whole time, then it's going to cause the gears and stuff to wear in the box and cause it to wear out.
What are the proper procedures to follow when you feel your steering wobbling or experience death wobble?
Well, if it's death wobble, it could be, it may not even be related to the steering box. It could be a track bar issue. So you may need to look at replacing your track bar or track bar bushings. But basically, if you feel like you're constantly having to chase it and steer it the whole time, then you may want to look at doing the steering box stabilizer just to strengthen up that steering box position and prevent it from wandering.
What can happen if this excessive play goes unresolved?
Well, if you leave it too long, you're constantly going to be chasing that wheel. Like, so on long trips, it's very inconvenient. You're constantly, driving down a straight highway, but you're driving like this. And also, if it gets to the point where it's wore out enough that you're going to end up with death wobble and stuff, death wobble can cause accidents and leave you on the side of the road.
How does a BD steering box stabilizer help to fix this issue?
Basically, what the steering box stabilizer does is it mounts to the frame underneath both sides of the frame at the front of the vehicle, and then has like a cradle that hooks up to the sector shaft of the steering box with a bearing that stops the steering box from moving around. So it just stabilizes the steering box on the frame and just gives you that tighter feeling, so it's not flexing on the frame, the steering box.
How does the stabilizer help with frame flex?
Like I mentioned earlier, it connects the frame together from one side to the other and stabilizes the steering box, preventing the flex. Just tightens up that whole front end.
What comes included with the BD steering box stabilizer?
Well, you get the stabilizer bar itself, which connects the two frames together. You get the two different sector shafts. So we include two different sector shaft extensions that allow us to have one part number that covers the whole range of vehicles. Otherwise, we'd have to have two part numbers. And we try to keep our part numbers to just one part number for distribution purposes. But yeah, so you get the sector shafts, and then you get the stabilizer bearing that hooks onto the sector shaft, and all the nuts and bolts, everything you need to install it.
How simple is the installation, and can this be done at home by the do-it-yourselfer?
It's pretty easy installation. You got a couple of bolts that go on where the sway bar mounts go, and then just a couple of bolts for the sector shaft, and change the sector shaft nut out and stuff like that. So yeah, you could do it in your driveway for sure.
A big thanks to Chris for BD Diesel for giving us the rundown of their steering box stabilizer. To find out more and get one for your truck, check out xdp.com today.